Story 1. In Switzerland, it is illegal to own just one guinea pig because they are very social animals. It's considered animal abuse to only have one. Story 2. All those embarrassing or cringe-worthy memories that come flooding into your mind when you least expect it. Nobody else remembers them. Every last one of us has them. It's part of this complicated process called living. While you're busy remembering yours, everyone else is remembering their own. It's in the past. Nothing you can do right now can make it any better. Chalk it up as a lesson and reap the experience. Story 3. About 65% of America's aluminum is currently recycled. Every minute, an average of 123,097 aluminum cans are recycled. On average, Americans recycle 2 out of every 3 aluminum cans they use. The average aluminum can contains more than 50% post-consumer recycled aluminum. It's just aluminum, but it shows that we can, as a society, recycle over half of the materials we use and start keeping the world clean. That, along with a push for renewable energy, would be beneficial. Story 4. Your body is home to its own unique ecosystem, the human gut. It may sound unappealing, but billions of little creatures living inside you are helping you digest food, dispose of waste, and survive natural toxins in the food you consume. If you ever feel like you're useless, or that your existence means nothing, that's not true. You truly mean the world to your gut flora. Story 5. There's a volunteer organization called No One Dies Alone. You are at Sacred Heart's Medical Center, you are terminal, and you need a companion. Whether you need someone to talk to or just someone to hold your hand, they will make sure someone is there for you. Other hospitals have this too. Story 6. In dog and wolf movies where they use real-life dog actors, the people who have to edit all that sometimes have to add computer-generated imagery tails because the dogs can't stop wagging their tails as they are so happy. Story 7. After nearly 2 years, the Democratic Republic of the Congo finally declared the end of its Ebola outbreak. I suppose I should have worded my comment a bit better. I am aware of the outbreak that started at the beginning of this month, but the fact that one outbreak ended is still comforting. Story 8. It's highly likely your pet dreams of you in their sleep. I can't find the exact article I read, but this one explains that most animals dream of things they do during the day. You're such a huge, loving part of their life, it makes sense they would dream of you. Story 9. Stan Lee started creating the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Iron Man, etc. at around 40, so even if you think that you can't get anything out of life, you still can push yourself creatively and leave a lasting impact on the world at an older age. Story 10. Scientists have discovered that rats love playing hide and seek and squeal with joy when finding or being found. Thank you so much for the award. My first ever on Reddit. Story 11. My boyfriend has a panic and anxiety disorder. Whenever he gets a panic attack, one of our cats will sit on him and purr loudly. It always comforts him and calms him down. We always joke that she is our little support animal. She is very attuned to our emotions and feelings. When my grandmother passed away and I was very sad, she would not leave me alone. She would just sit next to me in silence or occasionally let out a small meow to inform me she was still there. So, in conclusion, even if you are having a bad day, your pet still loves you. Story 12:1. A penguin was once knighted in Norway. Blind people can smile even though they have never seen one. It is human nature. The voice actors of Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse got married in real life. Story 13. Liechtenstein once deployed 80 men for protecting the border against Austria. Despite their worries, they saw exactly 0 combat. When they called it a day, they returned home with 81 men because an Italian man bumped into them and wanted to come live in Liechtenstein. They literally made a friend on the way. Story 14. An eiderdown comforter by Matic sells for over $16,000. Eiderdown is harvested by collecting it from the eider's nest, making it the only down product that does not result in harm to the bird. Story 15. It doesn't matter how old you are. It's still okay to hug a teddy bear or soft, absorbent toy of your choice when you are heartbroken and need someone to cry on. Edited to add, since so many are sharing the identity and story of their stuffed friends. I'm in my late 30s, and my teddy is probably just under 30. He once spoke echoed, but his voice is long gone. The light on his chest no longer lights up, but the removal of the electronics inside just made him more cuddly. He's missing an eye, has a burn on his forehead from falling on a lamp bulb, and he's a bit threadbare in places. He sits on the head of my bed because he's a bit fragile these days, only coming down for damp cuddles on especially painful and lonely occasions. And to clarify for the young, heartbreak doesn't always mean a breakup. Story 16. I heard a cat meowing outside today, so I went out to say hi, and it just came right up and flopped down on the sidewalk in front of me. Scratches were given. Story 17. Think of all the worst days of your life. You've made it through every single one of them and are still going strong. There's always another day on the other side. Story 18. If you've lost someone and you feel like they are completely gone from your life, think about the impact they have had on you, on your loved ones, on others, and think of how that impact continues to live on throughout all of life. That impact won't die with them either. The chain of life goes on. Story 19. Malala Yousafzai, the girl who was shot in the head by the Taliban for insisting on going to school, recently completed her final exams at the University of Oxford. Story 20. Whenever I've experienced heartbreak or something scary or intimidating, I remind myself I'm not the first person ever to have gone through it, and for some reason, I always find it comforting. I'm not the first person to be scared or sad, and thousands of others have gotten through what I'm going through, and if they can get through it, why can't I? I'm stating this is something I find comforting when I need to cope. It doesn't mean it will work for everyone, and I don't view it as others have gone through this, so my feelings are not valid. It's more like thousands of other people have felt this way before, and if they can figure out how to cope with it or navigate and heal from it, then why can't I? This is just one of the many tools I have in my coping toolbox that I use. It's me telling myself if other people can figure out how to get through this situation or experience, then I can too. I'm just drawing inspiration from others. And thank you for the awards. It's very kind of you all. Story 21. Given all the atoms in the universe are recycled in various ways, having formed in the first stars, our entire body has already experienced billions of years of each atom's own personal history. Even more comforting, it's plausible those atoms will eventually become part of someone else in the future and continue to exist in various forms, transforming continuously until the end of time itself. So in a way, we're connected to something absolutely eternal, and our ultimate fate is to be spread across the stars. Depending on how deep you want to get, there's also a tiny chance that your pattern of DNA will form entirely by chance again, creating someone that is biologically you but with a whole new memory, experiences, and history. Basically, everyone and everything is connected. The best part? None of this is based on religion or wishful thinking. It's actual established and current scientific fact. Story 22. No matter how anxious you feel you are, no matter how ridden by fear you feel you are, every single one of us is the genetic survivor of hundreds of thousands of years of survivors. Each one of us came from a line of people who made the next correct intuitive move, survived incredibly difficult things, and were able to pass their genes on. So almost to the biological level, you can relax into a trust that when the moment comes where you will be faced with the biggest challenge, you will be able to draw on a deep reservoir of shared human consciousness that will say, now it's time to make the next move and we can do this. Story 23. Van Gogh didn't start painting until his late 20s. J.K. Rowling didn't publish Harry Potter until her late 30s. Samuel L. Jackson didn't get his first big role until his 40s. It's never too late to be who you might have been. Story 24. People see you 20% more attractive than you see yourself. Edit. I didn't know so many people needed to see this. It breaks my heart that people don't believe they are good looking, when in reality you are a sexy person. I know, another edit, but for all of you saying 0 times 20 is still 0, love yourself and accept yourself. If not, I'll make you love yourself. Story 25. During the Second World War, a Muslim man owned a mosque in Paris. After France was captured by the Germans, the French Jews were being killed. The Muslim man offered every Jew he could find shelter in his mosque and handed out fake Muslim certificates so they wouldn't be questioned. He saved over 400 lives. No one's your enemy, except for the ones you make yourself believe are. Story 26. Since animals have evolved next to humans for thousands of years, They have learned to show their feelings toward us. Dogs will wag their tails, lick you, step on your feet, press their bodies against your legs, and lay on you, all in an effort to show affection and be as close as physically possible to you. Cats make eye contact and slowly blink at you to say, "I am comfortable, I am pleased." They headbutt you as their form of a hug. They groom you as they would a kitten to care for you, and they rub their scent on you to say, "This is my human, all mine," which reassures them of your bond. Cows will also groom you and enjoy being petted as it is relaxing and they truly trust you. Also, elephants get excited and happy looking at humans because we are to them as dogs are to us. They think we're cute and want to play and pet us. Story 27. You can tell whether a newborn baby is sick or not by looking at the color of the mother's breast milk. When a newborn baby is sick or has an infection of some kind, the mother's breast milk composition is altered so that it produces enough immune cells to fight off the infection. This occurs when cells are transmitted from the baby's saliva during breastfeeding. Story 28. It is estimated that every 10 years, the cells in your body will have been replaced with new ones. Therefore, you get a new body every 10 years, giving you a fresh start. Story 29. We have been born into arguably the best point in human history. True, we have a whole slew of troubles. These issues are only minor examples compared to the plagues, social Darwinism, and overall poor quality of life you'd experience, say, 100 years ago. We still have those plagues, racial biases, and hatred, but we are fortunate to be alive in a time where over the past century, so many strides towards equality have been made. Except for black licorice, we are unfortunately still in that era. Edit. Apparently, I have summoned a small army of black licorice supporters. It is my opinion that your favorite candy tastes like something for kids, but you are entitled to your own. Edit 2. Dear God, there are too many of them. I am pretty sure one of them gave me an award, which is cool, but my one offhand comment has awakened the black licorice forces. I may not make it. Story 30. The world is more literate, healthier, and well-fed than at any time in human history. The percentage of people starving to death has been on a downward trajectory for years. You are less likely to be assaulted or robbed than your parents. Story 31. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Mox irmum desiderata. Story 32. No matter how bad things are, someone is going to come along on AskReddit and ask the opposite question to a hugely popular question within a day or so. Story 33. Every cell in our body contains molecules that were something else in the past. Maybe they were in your parents' cells, maybe in the food you ate, in the cultivated land, and so on. And you can do the same reasoning also in terms of time. Maybe your cells contain molecules from an ancient Roman spear of a simple soldier. I find this amazing. Story 34. Don't feel bad next time you mess something up. Every single living thing is an accident. Evolution was just a series of some cell messing up. It's literally nature to make mistakes. Story 35. The vast majority of people are actually decent. Also, we don't need to find meaning. We literally created ourselves. Everything that matters matters to someone. Everything that is beautiful in the eyes of someone. The universe does care. We're the part doing the caring. Story 36. There is no inherent purpose in life. That seems awful, but think about it for a minute. Any goal, any purpose, any achievement, any victory, any lesson, they are all yours. They are entirely yours. No one is handing you a half-completed work of art and telling you to finish it. When you face the end, you know that your fate and your victories belong to you and no one else. You're free. Story 37. I hope these are comforting to others, but they certainly are to me. I never met my paternal grandfather, Gil. He died before I was born. When I got married, my father gave me Grandpa Gil's wedding band because I didn't have one. Grandpa Gil's ring fit me perfectly, with no alteration. I've recently developed an interest in woodworking, particularly with hand tools. For my birthday this year, my parents gave me some tools that belonged to my grandpa. When I picked them up, I felt such a strong connection to a man I've never met, And the thought that his wedding band was reunited with objects it had touched over 40 years ago brought tears to my eyes. I say all that to say this: you are connected to the people who came before you in ways that may never occur to you. You are another in a long line of unique, fascinating, and human lives, stretching back to the beginning of time. How cool is that? Story 38. I'm 19 weeks pregnant today, so my miscarriage rate has dropped to 0.1%. After undergoing 6 rounds of infertility treatments and 2 miscarriages, this statistic is very comforting to me. Story 39. Guys, all these animal facts are very endearing and nice, but the original poster asked for comforting facts, and I'm pretty sure they mean that as in what's some stuff to be hopeful for. So here's some stuff. Newly invented bacteria can eat plastic. The ozone layer hole over the Arctic has healed. Soap bubbles delivered by a drone can pollinate crops if bees aren't around. A scientific study claims people naturally try to do the right thing. Clustered, regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats is a remarkable gene editing technology that has the potential to completely change the medical world. A new method was found to grow crops during winter, helping feed the world.